How's it going, everybody? How's it going?
Hello, hello.
Got a lot of people in the chat already this morning, which is fantastic. I always love to see people popping up in the chat. How's it going, Steve? How you doing today, buddy?
It's going well. It's been a busy morning already, fulfilling orders and getting everything to the post office from people that pre-order. So thank you guys so much for all the support.
So you were, before this show, you were dropping off shipments for All-Star 6?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I wanted to make sure I got it out as soon as I can. Once they give me a release date, I want it out of my house as soon as possible. I don't want to keep anything in there a minute longer. Just because I'm like, well, is that paid for? No, I know it's paid for, but no, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't like sitting on things. So if somebody's put their money down, I want to make sure they get it as fast as they can. I feel awkward having to wait a day or anything like that to get anything shipped out. So sometimes on Sundays it's kind of painful, but we make our best. We make do.
There we go. Well, hey, you guys heard it here first. If you have ordered from Articulated Empire, like I have, then your boxes went out today. I've even got my shipping notification. It says they'll be here on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a really good day for me. I'm going to get in because I think I got the bulk of my All-Star 6 order from you. I think I got like most everything that I ordered from you. I have like 2 from Big Bad Toy Store, and then I have 1 coming. I have Sir Enoch coming from Rob Zamora because I think he got 2 from a buddy of his, and I picked up 1 of his. I believe so, if I'm not mistaken. So
one for sure.
Great. So that's definitely what we're going to be talking about today. Once we get through our normal morning craziness, then we're going to, our double down today is definitely going to be, we're going to be talking about All-Stars Wave 6. We're going to be going through each individual figure. We're going to be talking about what you still have in stock, and then where you can, how much you can get your hands on it for. Some of the people in the chat already today, I know already have all their orders because they ordered directly from Four Horsemen. Like a good little Mythic Legions collector, but yeah. So let's go through the chats who we got here already this morning. We got Freaks Figures, who said he just left the Legions Ladies mod. Let's see here. We got J Mac. Good morning, J Mac. We got William Houston here. Fun mod squad this morning. Hope Smurbs is out having fun with his lady. Yeah, we do. I hope he tunes into the chat.
I think he's better.
We'll see. We got MJ Staten here. We got my good buddy Brian Carr. We got Andy the Collector. Andy is here. Oh, looky here. Smurbs just had some cereal. Now ready to watch the best Saturday morning show. All right. All right. Smurb, this is your chance for some some super chats. Let's get them rolling. No, I'm just kidding, buddy. You don't have to pay to be on this show. Only Curtis pays to be on this show. William Houston, J Mac, Super Golden Crisp is what he's eating this morning. Jesse Marshall. Let's see here. Benny Torres. Hey, good morning, everybody. There he is. There's Curtis. Hello, hey, all 2 amazing dudes right here. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, good sir.
Curtis, I just want to let you know, I give my buddy Alberto the red Cyborg Superman this week that you sent me. Dude was blown away. I didn't want to make it weird by like trying to record his response, but I wish I'd recorded it for you because he was absolutely blown away. And apparently, in breaking news, apparently that hard to find McFarlane Toys Red Cyborg Superman, which was a Target exclusive, apparently Greg found 2 yesterday in his Walmart. Like he sent us a picture and he's like, yeah, look at my Walmart hat. And I'm like, what? Like, no wonder we can't find him at Target. That's a Target exclusive. What are they doing there?
My luck, I find something like rare at Target, and then I go to check out and they're like, no, it's not the street day. I'm like, why is it on the shelf?
Yeah, dude, I tell you what, I am not above going back to the toy section when that happens and like finding another figure of the exact same price and just scanning that and be like, hey, I don't want this one. Can you take it? Yeah, I changed my mind. And then I check out. I haven't stolen it. I paid.
Yeah, I know. That's brilliant though. I've never thought.
But these street dates are arbitrary. They're arbitrary.
Exactly.
Smart says, thanks guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. We got Heinrich here. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Hey,
Did everyone buy action figures this morning? Hi, Mark and Steve. I did not. I did not get any test shots today. I didn't want any. I'm happy with the one I have. I have a dwarf, and I'm very happy with that. So I got that one. Monarch Prime. Good morning, ambidextrous ones. Steve, do you have a test shot? Do you own?
I own one, and I ended up picking up Krotos a few months back. Krotos has been like my guy. I'm big into the Xylonis flock, and for whatever reason, I enjoy shooting that one often. So I was able to track one down. I forget. There was somebody in the Cabal. I want to say Michael Xavier or something was selling some of those, and I ended up picking up one of them. So yeah, that's my
That's
one.
a dope figure, and one that I mean they haven't released that head again, like in another.
Oh,
I'd love to see them put that on somebody else and see how they could change that around.
I've seen folks make like an armored version to like maybe make a Fury version of that. I think that might be a cool look, but yeah, I'd love to see that head again for sure.
Yeah, that's a dope figure. That's one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
Terrence's next toy is here. Oh, Terrence says his AS6 arrives Tuesday. Great, great, great. Monarch Prime articulated. I've heard this a lot from a lot of different people. I will likely be ordering more from Articulated Empire now that my brother has taken on a new role at some quadrant of equestrian artisans or something. Yeah, I've heard that a lot since Lynn is out the game. I think a lot of people had loyalty to Lynn, but now that he's actually working and shut down his store, I hear that a lot of people are going to be moving over to you, dude.
I do appreciate it, man. Definitely the big thing, it's growing. Right, each and every year. We're only in a year and a half now. I mean, it's a blessing. More people are finding out about us. We're trying to offer the best prices, the best shipping options, the quickest shipping, and so again, I'm seeing a lot of the love, and I do greatly appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really appreciate you and your wife and even your son if he's in on helping, because these things, like you said, they arrive fast and they're very well packaged. Like you bubble wrap each figure individually, tape it closed. A lot of places don't do that.
Yeah, I'm
Amazon is just taken to like slapping labels on the outside of the package and just throwing them in the box.
Yeah, you're lucky to get a bubble mailer or anything like that with Amazon. Sometimes, yeah, like you said, just right there on the box. I'm like, it's bad luck. I don't know. I'm a collector like everybody else out there. I envision like when I get this thing in, like, I'm almost anticipating like this is going to be really cool in my head. I want to make sure it's awesome. And it's one of those things where if you get something and it's kind of beat up or damaged or anything like that, it kind of really just deflates that anticipation or that joy that you had built up for this figure and everything like that. So, again, when I pack, I want to make sure I'm, securing as best I can. I mean, again, the one thing is you spend your money. I want to make sure it arrives to you as safe as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I get it. Yeah, I try to do that anytime I sell anything on eBay. I always, I'm a collector too, so I ship packages out the way I want to receive them, and that's just what I do. That's how we do it. I think we got everybody that's in the chat. Everybody's having just a big, massive conversation amongst themselves. Now, how did it work? Because like were you able to order or offer any of the Silver Knights, or was that something that was only offered up through Four Horsemen?
No, so I have those available. I don't think how many cases we got. I think I've only got like maybe a handful left, maybe on the site. But yeah, with that, I have that available. I want to say that's going to be, God, I know they said it's shipping with test shots, so I would imagine probably later September, maybe early October, we'll get that stuff. And usually with it being a single figure, I feel like the shipping is going to go pretty fast with that.
Yeah.
So I would imagine maybe even later, maybe sometime next month, if I had to guesstimate on that.
Smurf says, "Shout out to my buddy, young Mason Mank."
He will love that. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope Steve doesn't have him in there wrapping stuff. Get on that bubble wrap.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tax deduction, right? I mean, if I'm hiring, no.
Yeah, you're subsidizing. That's right. That's right. Well, before we get into it, we got a little bit of news to cover. I want to kick off with the big, good, great thing that everybody's happy about, I think, is that it looks like the Legends of Ramayan, as of this morning, or I don't know when it crossed the finish line, is already over their $50,000 goal that they were looking for. I went by this morning and I changed my my pledge because I had I think I had pledged like for the hero of the story, Rama. I believe that's the one I had pledged, and I wanted to make sure because I noticed this morning I only had 37 hours to go, that I wanted to make sure that I had backed the rock. Is it Rocka Maze? Is that how it's pronounced? It's the Beast Man Corn Boy tribute. I wanted to make sure that I got my hands on that because I know that it was a Kickstarter exclusive. It looks like you can only back one figure at a time, though. Is the way that it seems to me, but then you can add more as an add-on. So I had to change my pledge, which is what I did.
I'm surprised they wouldn't have like an all-in option or something like that.
They do. They do. They
Okay.
have an all-in for wave 1, an all-in for wave 2, and an all-in for wave 1 and 2. And I think if you do an all-in for like wave 1 and 2, you get Rock Maze for free.
Okay.
I believe that's how I if I understand it correctly, that's how it works. Somebody can correct me. Brian says, yeah, that it crossed over last night. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, congrats. Yeah. Yay for them. Absolutely. I'm so glad this is happening. And so what I did was I just changed my pledge to the Rock Maze. I'm like, I can get Rama later. Like I'll pick him up down the line because, you know, I think he's even available like already in some places. And I was like, but I really want this figure. And that raised my pledge because it was $10 more than my first pledge. So I did my part to like give him an elixir bump. Also, everybody knows the Slow Cat finally fully funded. I don't know why. I think that's so funny. Somebody called it a slow cat. I thought it was hilarious. But Snowcat's fully funded, and that's pretty dope. Not only did it fully fund, but all the tiers got funded as well. And I don't know, like I'm becoming more of a conspiracy theorist as the older I get. And I kind of think that Hasbro can probably control those numbers. Like I think that they've got a little dial and they can just like, you know.
I mean, you know, you look at a bigger company like maybe a Big Bad Toy Store comes in last minute, like, oh, hey, I'll take X amount of units off there for you, you know, and I'll help bump you to that price and everything like that. So that, I mean, like what they did with the Dragon, right? They don't know how many they pre-ordered or anything, or ordered directly from the Horseman, but again, they have stock of it. So yeah, it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it's either that or the fact that, you know, maybe they're not adding in like the overseas numbers until the last day or the last few hours, or, you know, vice versa. Maybe like overseas people are not seeing US numbers, you know, and I think, you know, I kind of think like Hasbro wants to kind of, you know, slow that number down so more people back. And then right there in the last few hours, they want to like not have all the numbers come in. So more people are like, well, I want Lady J. Well, Lady J's unlocked. Well, now I got to go for Flint. Like, and you know, like, I don't know. I don't know who's ordering more than one. Like, who are these Rockefellers out there? Like,
they're sitting on a throne of just nothing but HasLab,
swimming in money and coins like Scrooge McDuck. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a friend of mine. He's bought 5. I think the limit is 5 per household. He's bought 5 G.I. Joe HasLabs for everyone, except for this one, because unfortunately he's out of a job right now. He's still job hunting. So he's like, nope, just one for me. That's all I'm doing this time. I'll track another one down later. But I don't know. But yeah, all tiers are unlocked. You know, whether Hasbro, you know, made that happen or not, who cares? It's all unlocked. We're going to get our gas bar sausages and our frying pan and our fish for the fishing pole. And yeah, it was crazy. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So yeah, let's get into our show. So we're not running too far over today, and let's get into our commercials.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Now, this first commercial I'm going to show, I've shown a segment of this commercial before. I know because I talked about the production value of it, but this is the full version of this. And I guess this was what Hasbro put out to sort of like relaunch or reintroduce, like, you know, I think maybe this came out, Andy's going to be able to tell us. This probably came out late 80s, early 90s. To sort of like re-excite people over the G.I. Joe license. And man, the production, the money that went into this commercial is wild. G.I.
strike like lightning across the globe. A Cobra force more powerful than ever before, destroying everything in their path to get the raw materials they need to construct the ultimate weapon and rule the world. But standing in their way, the greatest fighting force ever assembled. Bigger, tougher, and more determined than ever to crush Cobra with awesome new combat divisions. G.I. Joe Battle Corps. We're gonna knock you cold.
It was at this point in the commercial I realized they haven't shown the first toy yet. Like, where are the figures?
G.I. Joe Ninja Force. You'll be seeing stars. G.I. Joe Mega Marines. This fight's really getting ugly. And G.I. Joe Star Brigade. We gotta stop meeting like this. The lines are drawn and the forces of good and evil dig in for battle. And this time, the battle's bigger than ever. G.I. Joe! Catch all the explosive action in Marvel Comics.
Yeah, that guy is yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some Marvel money. Yeah, that guy is screaming at the top of his lungs. It's funny. Terrence said Michael Bay explosions. I was going to make the joke. This is a young Michael Bay cutting his teeth right here. This was probably high school Michael Bay. He probably directed this for his like high school film studies program. Yeah, this is a dope commercial. I've seen parts of it before, but dude, what are Mega Marines? I don't remember that being a part of G.I. Joe. Who was it in here? Andy says he believes this was 90 or 91. Yeah, I was out of G.I. Joe at that point. 91, I was a ninth grader in high school.
That's when they started doing like some of the wacky color schemes and everything like that, like the neon colors. And yeah, I definitely remember those for sure.
Yeah, aliens, mechs.
Didn't they have like an ad that was like a huge like snake or centipede or something like that? I'm trying to remember his name.
Oh God, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
They had several live action commercials by then. Yeah. Still can't make a decent movie. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Listen, speaking of Michael Bay and decent movies, I know those two terms don't typically go together. I will tell you that I will argue that the best G.I. Joe movie that has been made yet is Michael Bay's first Netflix movie called Six Underground. I don't know if anybody has seen that movie, but I am a Michael Bay fan. Look, listen, smell, taste, feel. Listen, all the senses. Here's the deal. I like Michael Bay because I know what I'm getting when I go into his movies. And there are some times when that's exactly what I want. You know, like sometimes I want to go in the kitchen with my family and I want to make homemade pizza, but sometimes I want Domino's. And that's what it is for, like, sometimes I want a Chris Nolan action movie, and then sometimes I want a Michael Bay action movie. Sometimes I just want crappy fast food. And I know that's what I'm going to get. But if you guys have never seen Six Underground, it's basically about these it's about a team of soldiers that they are declared dead by their respective military branches, but they are now like ghost soldiers because they go back into the field and they do stuff like that's not on record. And, you know, like one guy's like a really good driver. One guy's like a parkour guy. They've got like a gunner. Like, that movie to me is like what I want out of it. It's got Ryan Reynolds in it. He's the big star of the movie. And I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of fun and it's the best. Like, that's what I want out of a G.I. Joe movie. So if you've never seen it, go watch it. And then just imagine, like, what if this was G.I. Joe? You probably would look at that and go, man, Mark is like on one this morning. You know, he had a different type of bowl before this.
I mean, it's did Ryan Reynolds go on to do anything big or?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that launched his career or not. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, I was watching Superman last night because it came out on digital yesterday. And I was watching the making of, apparently, it came out really fast. I mean, we're talking July 11th through yesterday, which was the 15th. So August 15th. It's been exactly a month. James Gunn said that he did that because Peacemaker season 2 opens next week. And he was like, Superman is very interesting. Like Peacemaker season 2 happens directly after Superman. And he's like, I wanted as many people as possible to be able to see Superman before Peacemaker 2. And he goes, and if that means buying it at home versus going out to the movie theater, then so be it. So that's why they fast tracked it. But I was watching this little interview and like in the making of, and with James Gunn, and he said as soon as he got the gig over at DC running their show, he said he got a phone call from Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds called and congratulated him and said, "Congrats on your new position there. I hope you start with Superman." And James Gunn said, "Would you come back as Green Lantern?" And he said, "Go fuck yourself." It's like,
that's the best
nope.
response. Yeah,
No,
it's like, man, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. I mean, God, pretty much all through the 90s, early 2000s, all that stuff. Love Green Lantern. All excited for that movie. And then the movie comes out. I'm like, man, just kind of just deflates, you know?
Yeah.
But like how we're talking about with G.I. Joe as well, too. Like for a while, I used to do Snake Eyes Saturdays where we would do G.I. Joe classified shots of Snake Eyes. And again, tons of momentum behind it to the point Hasbro was even using Snake Eyes Saturdays on the hashtag. And then it got to the point when the Snake Eyes movie came out, and the Snake Eyes movie wasn't great. Didn't really bond with a lot of people. I didn't care for it. But it's one of those things where it's like, man, you build all this momentum, and then a crappy movie can just deflate it so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could spend all day talking about like why those G.I. Joe movies don't work and why they still haven't worked even with the Snake Eyes reboot. But I mean, come on. Mega Marines were the ones with the bio monsters, like the Play-Doh armor. Oh, I remember that. Joe Team, Gung-Ho, Clutch, new characters, Mirage. Yeah. Brian, look, a little bit of backup. 600 Ground was good. Hate what he did to Transformers, though. Yeah, I got you. I love those Transformers movies. I'm sorry, Brian. I do, because I just need robots fighting one another. That's all I need. Anyway, we can go on.
Did Michael Bay also did he also do The Rock, or was that Jerry Bruckheimer?
That was Michael Bay directed The Rock. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think there was Con Air. I think he maybe did that as well too, or is that somebody else?
No, Con Air was not directed. I don't think Con Air was directed by Michael Bay. That was somebody else. But it did definitely have that Bad Boys, The Rock feel to it. But I don't think he directed it.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong, but I don't think. Gray Man was better, dude. Gray Man. Okay, we could talk about that real quick. Why did that fall apart? Because that was like the Russos were like trying to start that as like a new Netflix like trilogy of films, and Chris Evans was the bad guy, Ryan Gosling was the hero. That was a great flick, man. That was a lot of fun. I don't know why that went
I haven't seen it.
It never went anywhere.
That was last year, right? Or was that 2 years ago now? I'm trying to think.
Oh, I think it's probably 3 or 4 years ago now. I think it's a little bit older. Yeah. But
years are going by too fast.
They're going by too fast. All right, here's our next commercial.
Extra, read all about it.
One of Dick Tracy's junior detectives has witnessed the killers Itchy and Flat Top leaving the scene of a crime. Luckily, he's got on the Dick Tracy two-way wristwatch, the best way to keep in touch with headquarters. The transmit button activates the voice monitoring light, and the built-in working watch keeps super accurate time. Will Dick Tracy get there, or will Itchy and Flat Top get away? Find out next time.
Dick Tracy, Baker's Vehicles and Watch Eats.
The funny thing is somebody tell me, I don't remember them putting out a vehicle for this line. I don't remember that car ever coming out.
I feel like that car did come out.
I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I remember this was the first line of toys as a kid that I tried to collect every one, because I believe they ended up with like maybe in the second or third wave of these figures, or maybe they all came out at once. I don't remember, but I kind of remember all of the figures being on the back of the card. And I kept one of the cards and I kept checking them off as I would get one. And I always wanted to get the blank, and I never got the blank. And I didn't know at the time that it was like short packed or whatever they wanted to call it. Like it was underproduced, and there was only a couple that ever come out. I say a couple, but I'm sure it was like that one was drastically underproduced compared to the rest. And I always wanted to get that. And somewhere in this world exists a card back with all of those figures checked off, but the blank. I don't remember the car coming out.
This was, man, I remember this line as well too, man. This is just right on the heels of the Dick Tracy movie. Love that. Wanted one of those watches so bad as a kid. Like I would ask my mom, like, "Hey, can we get something like that?" And then now Apple's like, "Hey, I got you, fam."
I got you. Yeah, finally, after all this time.
Right.
I love how everybody's like, yeah, was this 89 or 90? Yeah, I think I might have exhausted my 80s cartoons. We may be creeping into the 90s with these commercials because, yeah, I think I've exhausted all of my 80s from YouTube. I think I've probably played them all at this point.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
This was 1990.
And I'm Ted Theodore Logan in concert.
And I make them play.
Speaker connects to figures and most cassette players to make figures play music.
Now on drums, that bodacious barbarian Genghis Khan. Yeah, our new pal from old China. Excellent! Let's rock and roll.
Squeezing their legs gets them jamming.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
These are really nice action figures. I don't remember these coming out because I don't remember the squeeze the leg, play the guitar action, but that's pretty dope. I don't know exactly like how that works though. When you plug the figure into a cassette player or whatever and it plays music, I don't know how that works.
It's probably just playing like the whatever track that's on the tape or something like that. And
like when they squeeze the legs, is it like hitting the play button or something? Like I don't know how that works, but that's pretty dope. Yeah, definitely 1990. Grumps is here. Good morning. Yeah, the blank wound up in Canadian JCPenney catalog. Does anybody think they should revisit a new Dick Tracy live action movie? For sure. Like I would love that.
Tracy? Who do you think would be a good Dick Tracy?
John Hamm?
Oh,
like right off the top of my head?
Yeah.
Right off the top of my head? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a TV show?
Yeah. I couldn't imagine like a full-on movie. Maybe, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. Like, I mean, is there an audience for like a weekly Dick Tracy like TV show? Like, I don't know. But
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people have definitely come back to the Dick Tracy noir, like with Mezco offering all those figures and everything have been like extremely hard to find with that. So I could definitely see some of that coming back. But
yeah, I saw their figure this week that came out. Was it Sticky or what was the guy they released this week? That
was from Gangsters Inc. or something like. So that was like a line they did, probably like 20 years ago or something like that. And then they just
I forgot what that guy's name is, but he looks great. Like you could totally fit that guy into the and like their suits and stuff, their tailoring, their cutting and their sewing is amazing at Mezco. Like they're like, because I have a few like characters with suits and because I have some of the Dick Tracy stuff. But yeah, I love this. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K. That's right. Oh man. Yeah, those figures look cool. Like I get down with any old school action figure that has like the Kenner like superpowers, like squeeze the legs and they do something. I'm down with that. Action features are where it's at, man, for sure.
For sure. I mean, as a kid, I know I wore out a few figures squeezing it too much into like the hip just broke. I'm like,
yeah.
But yeah, man, that was some of the coolest stuff.
Silverhawks, fright features.
Swamp Thing had like the extendable hand, and you squeeze the legs, and it would like retract back. Yeah,
heck yeah. There was a Batman too, right? That had the belt that would pull out, and that was his like grappling hook, and you squeeze his leg, and he would. Heck yeah, I'm down for that. Any of that stuff. All right, let's get into our what we got next. Oh, Andy's favorite part of the show. Name that tune. All right, I feel like Andy's going to get this one this week. We've had 3 weeks in a row where I've stumped Andy, and I feel like he's going to get this one, but I'm interested to see if anybody else in the group gets this. So I would not get this. My brain has deleted this cartoon from existence, but the minute I watched the intro, it all came back. As a matter of fact, I knew the words to the song. And I was like, if you'd have given me $1 million and said, I'll give you $1 million if you can name this cartoon, there's no way I could do it. But those words to the theme song were in my head. I don't know how my brain works, but this is pretty good. Let's see who can get it.
They're blasters, forgers.
people dancing on.
All right, Andy, that villain should be a giveaway. The villain and his floating castle in the sky. That should be the giveaway here. I'll give everybody an opportunity to get it. Oh, man, there's so much air right here. There's so much air. Somebody could just jump in and just nab it from Andy. Come on, guys. I think that was Billy Ocean. I didn't realize like cartoons had licensed music back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe this show did. Oh, Andy says Kid Video. All right, Jesse Marshall, Kid Video.
Richie.
Oh, that's Lionel Richie. My bad. Clearly, I'm not up on my 80s R&B stars. Clearly. Brian Carr with the Kid Video and the double D spelling, guys. Come on.
I'm taking you to the flip side.
What happened?
Ay, ay, ay. We look like
Cartoons.
You'll be my musical slaves forever.
One sneeze and I'll save you.
What was her name?
What's going on here?
I'll explain later. Let's go.
Come on, man. Wasn't that Fairy? That was her power. Like she sneezed all the time and it made stuff happen. Or am I just misremembering that? Somebody
No, I like it.
from my video to my radio. That's going to be back in my head for years. I know, dude, that song, isn't it crazy how I'm 49 years old and that song lives in my head somewhere.
Rent-free.
And the minute, yeah, literally, right? And I go back and I watch that and I'm like, I have not thought about this in probably 40 years or 35, 36, 37 years. And that song, the lyrics are in my head somewhere. That's so crazy.
Do you
how
also
we retain?
Like when you were when you remember the lyrics, do you also remember what you were doing at that same time, or like like a certain thing? Because there's times where like I'll have like a song I haven't heard in like decades. It'll pop in, and last time I remember, I'm like, man, it's been like 20 years, and I was doing this and this. I'm like, would have no idea how I've retained any of that information.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now there are songs that would have played on the radio that I remember what I was doing the very first time I ever heard that song or why I have a connection to that song. Not so much TV shows and cartoon intros, only because I think they were so repetitive and I saw them so much that I can't tell you one particular time that, the first time I heard it or whatever. But yeah, there's even, and I'm sure this is for other people as well, but I have certain smells that will take me back to a very specific time in my life. I can think of my dad used to always get up on Saturday mornings and cut grass. Like he would just mow the lawn every single Saturday morning nonstop. And so I work at a university and there would be days I work from home full time. I'm fully remote now, but I used to go in for 11 years. I went in on campus every weekday, and there'd be days they would be out cutting the grass on campus, and it could be a Tuesday morning, and I smell fresh cut grass, and I instantly think it's Saturday morning. There was my mom used to have these like 4-foot high Christmas candles that were like plastic, and you would set them up along your driveway or out in front of your house, and you could daisy chain one to the next. And she had, I don't know, like 10 or 12 of these things. And I mean, they were probably manufactured in the 70s, probably unsafe as hell because they would get really warm and you could smell the plastic. And to me, Dr. Pepper bottles smell like that. So anytime if I get like a Dr. Pepper bottle, I don't know why it's specifically Dr. Pepper, but Dr. Pepper bottles, they smell like those candles. And I'll open a Dr. Pepper bottle and I'm like, that's my mom's Christmas candles. Like it's weird. I don't know. Dude, I can't.
No, it's
she did sneeze and do things. Thank you. Great. I knew that was in my brain. And I remember seeing it in the intro and I was like, oh, that's right. She would sneeze and things would happen. Okay. Oh, okay. Man, look at Andy. Look at season 2, that more color accurate. They color corrected the cartoon model and gave her a darker skin tone to match the live action. Look at this. See, that's why we ever play Trivial Pursuit. Andy's on my team. Mart M says, good morning, gentlemen. I haven't thought of that show in years yet. Hey, was that Cousin Oliver? I don't know. Oh, okay. Who's Cousin Oliver? I don't know that reference. But that's funny. Yeah, that's what this show is all about, guys. You tune in here on Saturday morning. I'm going to make you remember something you remembered as a kid. That's what we're all about. It's bringing it back. It's like gathering around your TV set with all your buddies and opening toys. That's all right. Let's do it. Our last little bit of trip of nostalgia. Let's head down memory lane and let's circle some things in the wish book. I'm either too slow with the buttons or too quick with the buttons. Today, we have this nice little selection going on. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger here. But that's going to cover up Soundwave in that bottom corner. But we have a little mixture of GoBots and Transformers. And when I saw this page this morning, it just really tripped me out because I have seen this playset so many times in my memory, but I never knew it was tied to GoBots. So, Steve, if you haven't tuned in a while, we do wish lists where I will pull a page out of a toy catalog, and you probably did this as a kid, but you would probably say like, what would I circle? Like, what would I ask mom and dad for? Or if I could get 5 things on this page, what would it be? Like, I used to do that as a kid. I don't know why.
Oh my God, all the time. God, back when JCPenney used to have a book that thick, and I mean the Christmas special, you'd just flip through that for hours.
Yep, absolutely. I used to play this little game. I'd be like, I'd either say, "Oh, mom, give me like $50. Like, what could I buy for $50?" Or I'd be like, "I can only get like 3 things. So what would be my 3 things I would say?" I don't know why I did that, but I used to just do that, play little games in my mind, looking at. This is what we did for the internet, kids. This is what we did. So let's say, all right, you got 3 selections on this screen. What are you coming home with? What are you selecting?
Man, I'd definitely go with Optimus Prime, Megatron.
Oh, yeah. Gotta go with Megatron. That's a collector's item, man. Can't nobody making guns anymore.
Yeah, exactly. God, man, what that's Starscream there?
Yeah, looks like, Starscream.
I'd probably go with that. Now, if they had the GoBots, I forget the guy's name that turned into the motorcycle.
Psykill.
Psykill. If they had that on there, I would definitely get that for sure. I loved that as a kid. But yeah, I'd say with that growing up, I dabbled in a few GoBots, but yeah, everything was transformed, especially G1 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
G1, G2. What about you?
I'm gonna go with the GoBots base because I had seen that as a kid so many times, but I never knew it was GoBots related. So I would definitely grab that. I would say Soundwave because Soundwave is my favorite Transformer, but I have a G1 Soundwave, like a replica that Walmart put out. So I'm good on that. Dude, like Optimus Prime is so mistransformed in this picture. I don't know if you can see, but they don't even have his head pulled out. Like they have he's bent backwards and like somebody did not read the instruction manual. Yeah. Probably Jazz. Yeah, I loved Jazz as a kid. I love that Porsche 911 with that huge spoiler. I would probably do Jazz. And then this top GoBot with the red and black silver car. I can't remember. That was one of the supersized GoBots. He was bigger than the rest. Probably that guy. I had him as a kid and loved that guy. I can't remember what his name is, but that'd be my 3 I'd come back with. Trailblazer's really nice, though.
Was there a GoBot that transformed into like a tarantula, but that had like wheels? as well too. I had something like that. And I don't think it was Transformers at all, but it was one of those things where like you can go from the mech form, and then if not, it was like maybe a scorpion. I think it was maybe a scorpion.
Okay, that's a good question for the chat. What's Brian say? He's going to come home with Prime, Soundwave, and Starscream. Heck yeah. Let's see. Terrence said, I'd buy whatever 5 I could resell in today's market for the most money, and then buy more Legions. Was never much into Transformers toys. I'm trying to remember. There was a story on the internet with pictures. I think it might have been on Reddit a few years ago, where this company went in and bought this warehouse. They bought this like really old building. And they were going to renovate it and turn it into like a warehouse or a factory or something. And when they started going through the boxes, they found pallets and pallets of unopened Transformers, like still in the box. And I want to say it was Optimus Prime, maybe.
I feel like I remember that as well too. Yeah, because
and it was just that they had hundreds of unopened Optimus Primes. And I bet you they paid for that factory with that. Let's see here. Yeah, Optimus Prime is doing a very horrible Ironhide and Ratchet cosplay. Exactly. Andy says that thing was called Scorpion. He was called the Scorp. It was a scorpion named Scorp. Yeah.
And like the stinger part was like a red stinger part. I'm almost certain if I'm remembering that correctly, but so cool. Man, I haven't seen some of these in forever. Oh my god.
That's what Lucid Bass says, what's up, Stephen? Mark came in late. Love seeing these old ads. Nostalgia's flooding in. Yeah, man, that's every Saturday morning. That's what we try to do. That's why Curtis calls us the best show on YouTube. Because dude, I love being in an 80s headspace, man. Like it is just it's my childhood. Simpler times, man.
Oh, 100%. Like for me and everything, that's one of the big joys about going to as many toy shows as we do. We did one in Columbus, I think back in March, but it was one of those things where stuff I haven't seen since I was little kid. I mean, brand new in package. Like, oh my god, it reminded me so much of. Did you guys ever have like a children's palace? Was that a thing around your area?
I don't think so. I kind of had 2 distinct childhoods. I was born and raised in Chester, Illinois, which you and I have talked about several times. And so I grew up during that. So that I grew up and had a very Midwest childhood. And then we moved when I was 12 down to Mississippi. And it was a completely different. We had like a completely different stores. There were stores we never had up there in Illinois. But that was as I was like phasing out. I probably only had a couple more years playing with figures or collecting figures that I was into them before I kind of like got out of that.
Yeah, well, with Children's Palace, I mean, I feel like that was around. I mean, there's maybe only a handful of spots, but it was one of those things where very much. I think it even came in before Toys R Us, but it was one of those things where from floor to ceiling, just nothing but toys. And back in the 80s, man, like it wasn't just like 1 or 2, they were stocked full. Like it was amazing. Like you just stared at it for hours.
I almost wanted to make a meme this week. I probably should, and I never did, but I wanted to make a meme this week because everybody's been posting pictures of their local Walmarts getting the Hasbro displays.
Okay.
Right. And I wanted to take a picture because mine finally got we have 5 Walmarts in my town that I currently live in. And one of them has gotten it. And I took a picture of it. And I wanted to make a little meme that said, is this the closest thing we're going to get to a midnight release again? Because, I remember going to Toys R Us at midnight to get the new Star Wars figures or whatever. Like that was a thing. I think this is as close as we're going to get to that feeling again. I've got 3 kids all under 14. They're never going to know what it's like to go into a toy store, floor to ceiling. And they don't understand why I like to do it when we go to a new town. Like, I'll be like, I want to go to this like retro toy shop or this comic book store and see what they have. Like, they don't get it. And it's like, well, I'm kind of chasing that feeling of going into a store and like everything in there, floor to ceiling, it's all toys. Like, we used to have Toby's Toys, Toys R Us, KB Toys. Like there were so many that were just strictly toys that we don't have. My kids don't even remember going into a Toys R Us.
Oh, boy.
That's what's crazy.
My son was maybe 2, maybe 3 before ours closed down. But yeah, it was one of those things where it was so little and everything like that. I have to tell them about it from time to time. Like, you've been there, but now every so often we'll go to malls and they'll have like the pop-up shop. Like, we were in the Mall of America back in May, and they had a full-on section with it was like a whole store essentially in there. It was pretty cool to see. And then one of my buddies was up in Canada, John Emerald Knight Photos. He was up in Canada and just he was taking pictures of the outside. I'm like, God Almighty, it just brings me back.
Yeah, Canada still has Toys R Us. Yeah, there's Toys R Us all over Canada. But yeah, you're talking about in Macy's, there'll be like a pop-up shop for Toys R Us. Yeah. I went into one recently. We were in Atlanta and we went into a mall. They had a big Macy's and they had a little pop-up Toys R Us. They didn't really have like much of anything. Like, I think the newest thing they had on shelves were the Hasbro Dungeons and Dragons figures from the movie. And they had them marked 70% off, but the figures were like $49.99. And so like 70% off, they were still like $18.99. I was like,
we see what you're doing. You're giving us a deal on that, really.
You brought Toys R Us back for this?
Yeah, exactly. The nice market.
Let's see here. Brian Carr says he had Kitty City in the Philly area. Doesn't know if that's anywhere else. I love this. Kevin Hamilton says Steve can fix that. Articulated Empire toys across the country. That's right. I had Toys R Us, KB Toys, and Child World.
KB Toys, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I love KB Toys as well in the mall, just for the fact you would go in there and there would be like the newer figures and everything like that. And every so often you would find some vintage Masters of the Universe figure still on the bubble and everything like that. Like, how is this still here? This is like 10 years old and it just randomly shows up.
Yeah, they had a lot of like new stuff, old stuff. All right, let's get into it. Let's do some pickups. All right, man. I'll kick things off because I think I probably have more pickups this week than you do. I have an unusually large pickup week, but I'll start off with my Walmart did get a partial. We did get the setup, the Hasbro setup, but it was only like half of the stuff. We didn't get all of the Joes. We didn't get like the big Transformer display. We got some of the Joes, but not all of them. But we did get this one, and I was happy to find it because I love this one. I got Law and Order. Law and Order was one of my favorite Joes when I was a kid. He was like, seriously, I think he was in like my top, I would say, I don't know if he was in my top 5, but he was definitely in my top 10. So I was really glad to get that guy. And I had pre-ordered him right immediately when he came up for pre-order, like the very first day on Hasbro Pulse, and he still hasn't shipped. So good on you, Hasbro Pulse, for being behind Walmart. Like the fact that I would find that in a Walmart store before Hasbro Pulse got them in is wild.
I feel like that's pretty common lately because there'd be times where it'd be very much the same way, where it's like, oh, this is already here and I pre-ordered it there. I'm like, oh, but
yeah. If you've got something you want to show off,
yes, the Frazetta Girls Conan
thing is fire.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Did you get the US release or the overseas release?
I got the US. I like the US. Both offerings I absolutely love. Growing up as a kid, Conan was the first guy that really got me into myth and fantasy. So I was hoping for that traditional sword, but they made it the overseas exclusive. So that's kind of a bummer. But again, this one's true to the artwork and everything like that. So it kind of has that curved sword with that. But again, you get so many options with that. The helmeted, unhelmeted. They upgraded the sculpt on this as well too. So now you got double jointed knees. And then a better torso. It used to be like if you lost the knife. If you had like Dark Wolf, I think he had just like the ab cut part. Where with this one, he's got lower torso as well too. So
nice.
A little bit more of those dynamic poses with that, and it's Conan. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I got that figure in last week. I need to open it and do a review. I have not opened it. Let's see. I'll pare this down to the stuff that I'm most excited about. I got this in. This is the Storm Arena. This is their 1/12 scale figures. So this is the Ken from what Ken is this? This is from Street Fighter Alpha 3. He's got the ponytail. Here's the back of it. I'm really, really excited about the Jada Toys line. I love it. I don't even need a Street Fighter line, and those figures are so fire that I've bought every one. so far, and sometimes like even the alternate colors. But I did want to see like what Storm Collectibles was bringing. I've only ever owned one Storm Collectibles figure in my life, and I sold it. I don't have it anymore. It was a wrestling figure that came out. It was a Japanese wrestler that came out, and I bought it during COVID because during COVID, for some weird reason, I got really into like Japanese wrestling, and I was just watching it on YouTube.
God, I'm trying to think. I know who you're talking. He had the horns, and then red. Wow, God, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That guy. He looks like a luchador. He wore a mask.
Yeah,
and all of his. I'll have to look it up, but that's the only one I've ever had. But people keep saying like this figure is fire, and I want to do a comparison between this and Jada Toys. But yeah, I'm really excited. Got that in this week. Speaking of Jada Toys, also got in Vega this week, so I'm really excited about that. So
yeah, Jada Toys is doing some really, really cool stuff for the price point, and then like just true to form and everything like that. I really dig those figures. I have.
Yeah, somebody mentioned this week that I think it was in my chat group that they wished that Jada Toys would get Mortal Kombat, and I was just like, of course, like please get Mortal Kombat. I mean, they'd have to wrestle it somehow away from McFarlane. He's already losing enough, so
right.
I don't know if he wants to give it up, but man, I would love it if they would make Mortal Kombat. That'd be fire.
That would be insane. I'm very eager to see how the 1/12 scale on Storm Collectible stuff is, because I dabbled in a few of the bigger ones. Like they had Balrog, the boxer guy from Street Fighter. I had him, and then I had Zangief. But yeah, it's one of those things. They don't scale well with pretty much everything else they collect. So it's like, pretty quick.
I see you got Guile there hanging out.
Yeah, this is a moment. I dig it. Like again, for was it $20-$25? This is a great deal. And then I saw that you did you do the exclusive of the Dalsim from San Diego Comic-Con with
this
like the fire fights? Oh my God, dude. Like that little trinket right there, just selling that right there. I mean, that's more than
well, and that's the thing too, is like Jada's doing like, all right, so they could just like, okay, if this was Hasbro, right? Hasbro would just take that same Dalsim figure, make it blue, and then put it back out, right? They're just going to get more reuse out of that mold. That's what they would do. Jada says, okay, well, we'll make it a deluxe set, right? Forget that it's an exclusive. That doesn't matter. Like, we're going to make it the deluxe set. So let's put in a fire body. Let's give something that people really want.
Yeah.
Some people may be upset by that, saying, oh, you're packing in something that everybody wants inside of a figure that nobody wants. But then they also said, okay, well, we upgraded the figure. So the brown skin, like the regular Player One version of Dalsim, does not come with the Yoga Flame breath. He doesn't come with a fire effect. And he doesn't come with a face where he's like blowing it out like that. So they made all those upgrades for the blue character. Oh, the other thing they upgraded was the only way he had fists were on the rubber arms, the bendy arms, and you couldn't take the fists off. They're not even articulated. They don't move. So they made blue fist for the blue guy. They also give you brown fist, the brown head, the blowing face, like that for your regular Dalsim. So they put in stuff that's like, hey, we know that this is a color palette swap. We know we're getting more reuse out of the mold, but then here's this awesome fire guy. And then here's some pieces for your brown Dalsim.
Yeah.
That is the way to do a deluxe set. And they've been doing that all the way back to their first like overseas release. So I think they tried to do the color swaps in stores, because there was like a red Chun-Li that you could get that was just a color pack swap. It was nothing new. They put that out in Target. Maybe it was a Target exclusive. But then they did an overseas version of Chun-Li where she's pink. But the cool thing is she came with like the hands where she's like doing the peace sign, and then she came with the smiling face. Well, then they also give you, those hands are the same color as the skin tone from the blue Chun-Li, so those hands work. And then they even give you the Chun-Li with the smiling face with the blue buns, so that you can put that on your blue Chun-Li. So they're all the way back to Chun-Li from wave one. They're giving you parts you can reuse with the first figure.
Yeah.
And that's fire.
Yeah, absolutely. 1000%. Because again, it's like with Hasbro, how many times we get the same stylish figure, maybe painted a little bit different, one more accessory, right? Jada Toys is like, let's give you all the good stuff. Yeah, I'm on board for that for sure.
Brian, that's exactly what it was. It was New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yep, and Jushin Thunder Liger. Thank you. That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Yep, that's the one. Yeah, Andy, are you talking about Big Van Vader? No, that's I was not. But yes, I do know who that is from from our wrestling. Frazetta Girls Conan is my top 10. Man, I got to get into that. Oh, look, here's my buddy Randall. What's up, Steve? So Randall came with me to Legions Con last year. So
yeah. Hey, Randall, yes.
That's my buddy Randall. Yeah. Let's see. Next up, this is kind of an odd throwback, but me and my wife finally finished Squid Game season 3 this past week, and I love the way they ended the show. It's incredible. These figures have been out for a while. I've been trying to get my hands on them. I remember there was a point like last year, or maybe the year before. I think the year before, because there was a big lull between season 1 and season 2 of Squid Game, and it was almost like we didn't even know if they were going to make any more Squid Game or not.
Right.
And these figures, you couldn't give them away. I remember at one point, Big Bad Toy Store had them down as low as like $33, and they would, still couldn't get rid of them. But they're now back up. So I got some. I got 2 of the SH Figure Art Squid Game. This box is empty because I have the figure in one. We were gonna go somewhere the other day, and I boxed him up in my travel case so I could play with him in the car. But I got 2 of them. They showed up on Amazon, and they were like, one was like $58, and then when I went back to get a second one, they had gone up to like $62. But like on eBay, these things are like 110, 120. Wow. But this one particular pack, he doesn't come with a gun. He only comes with a knife and a backpack. But it does come with the 2 heads, so you can make either a square or a circle. The triangle guy comes with a rifle, but he's like 120, and they also make Headman. But the reason that I got them is because I have the SH Figure Arts Jackie Chan, Officer Chan figure from Police Story. He's got the green overalls, and I was like, he needs somebody to fight. This is a good person for him to fight. Mix him in with the Squid Game guys.
Yeah, no doubt. SH Figure Arts will pull out some really interesting characters, and there might be a little bit of a lull, and they're like, you don't see much of them. Then they'll just crank out like a whole bunch of cool stuff all at once. So I want to say I remember seeing that at like New York Comic Con, like at their booth, the SH Figure Arts booth as well. I'm like, I'll pass on that, but yeah, now $100, God.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, there are no knockoffs out there too. I was like, look, I'll go to AliExpress. Is like, is there a $20 knockoff that somebody made? I'll because I just want it just for somebody to have my Jackie Chan like kick around. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can have loose joints. I don't care. It's just going to be in a couple of pictures. There are no knockoffs. Like, I could not find a single knockoff. If they're knockoffs, they're charging $80, $90, $100 for the knockoffs because they're not on AliExpress. Let's see here. I think I could probably hold off on everything else. I do want to show off these. I did get these in this week. I hate having to order directly from McFarlane, but this wave was a McFarlane store exclusive, and that was the Superpowers Animal Man, the Superpowers Disco Nightwing, and then the Superpowers Deadman, which is awesome. I love Deadman. And then Cyborg, which is great. And as you can see, he's kind of like this flat gray color. And I went ahead and I ordered a second Cyborg. And what I did was I got this chrome marker from Amazon, and I just marked all over the guy. I just sat one night and painted him all up, and he's all like shiny. And it's kind of cool. Like, it actually worked. I didn't get a special. I just went on Amazon. It's like chrome marker, and just got the first one I saw, and I chromed him out. So now I actually have kind of like a shiny metal. I'll probably keep the other one in the package because, again, never had Cyborg as a kid. It was hard to come by, as you can imagine. Oh man, Jushin Thunder Liger. I couldn't remember that for the life of me. All right, let's get into our unboxings. Where is my button? All right. I think you've got something that's going to tie in nicely with our double down. I don't have any mythics to open, so I am going to be opening the Super7 Conan, like the comic book version. And I don't know where this art came from, but it looks like some tentacles are coming out of the TV. I don't know. I don't remember him. Did this Conan, or is this like a, what is this? Is this like a, I don't know. I don't see the Marvel logo on here anywhere, but yeah, like, why is, like, even his leg is coming out of that screen. Or is it a glass case? Is it a special case? Is there like a force field? Somebody tell me. I don't know. But I love this box art though. It's pretty dope. What are you opening?
I'm going to be opening Therasis from the All-Star 6 wave. I got my all-in months ago and everything like that, and it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to kind of slowly get into this. I want to make sure I savor it because I felt like Necronomicus wave, I ended up just blew right through, and then it's like, oh, okay, what next? You know, so it's like I want to kind of savor them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was watching I'm kind of doing the same thing right now. Each night I'll watch one or two of Billy Beige Customs reviews for each one of these figures from this wave, and I just watched this Therasis review the other night. I guess I did not know the lore. I did not know that Therasis is the other child of Necronominus and the first risen. So that's his is that his first child, and then his sister is who's his sister? Beluilith? Is that right?
Yeah, I believe you're correct on that.
Somebody is going to correct me in the chat. I know. Andy says that looks like Sal Buscema art. That's a mirror, and he said it is from Marvel. Maybe somewhere in this fine print they give a shout out to Marvel Comics but I don't see the Marvel logo. You're not going to see a Marvel logo in a Super 7 box anytime soon, I don't think. Somebody once said that they would love it if Super 7 got the rights to Star Wars characters from the old Marvel comics. And now I can't unthink that because I'm like, that's brilliant. Like, I would love that, actually. Crazy colors and stuff. Woo! Tight joints. Oh, man, this is a fun figure. This is fun because, like, they're not trying to make him look realistic, So what's cool about that is that he just looks like a fun, like, old school toy, And that's what's cool about it is, like, they're not trying to, like, well, it's not supposed to look like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So you're not comparing that, right? And then it's got like this, it's from a comic book. So it's kind of got this flat painted comic book art style to the paint. And so, no, I love that. That's pretty dope. We got two different heads here. One's a little more angry than the other. Let's get his necklace on. Here are I'll show off the different heads. So you've got one head that's his hair is a little bushier, a little shaggier. And then his face is also a little more angry. Yeah, I don't think those are the same hair pieces. Nope, they are. I'm completely wrong. They're identical. Drop the necklace. Right? It looked different from the front, but it is not. We're going to do the angry head. Yeah, there are two. There was another Conan, not another Conan, another character that was offered up, solicited with this guy. He was sort of like a space barbarian. I forgot his name. Somebody in the chat can tell me what that is. But he looked cool too. I wanted to get him, but these figures are so expensive now that I gotta be a little more discerning with my money.
What does the Super 7 go for lately? I haven't kept up with them lately.
Right now their ultimates are around $65.
Okay.
Yeah, they've gone up kind of $10. It used to be all of their ultimates were $55 for a long time, and now the orange taxes made them go up to $65. Sorry. Got just a basic sword here, so we don't have like a Conan sword from the movies, which that's got to be one of my all-time favorite swords.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Looks like they give him the same hands from the Conan's called like the iconic pose Conan, like so the outstretched hands. But I mean, he's got this belt you can put on with a sheath, this basic sword, sculpted on bangle. I am loving this, man. Like, this is so much fun. If you want to do that iconic pose, from Conan out on the beach, like that. could do that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I will say that on the Frazetta Girls Conan, that pose you just did right there might look maybe just a hair wonky. I mean, you got to really finesse it a little bit because just how the articulation point is, it's not. You got the joint and then you got like the upper shoulder, so you have to just kind of like rotate a little bit to kind of cover up all the stuff. But yeah, no, that looks great.
And he does come with like a little axe. So you can, like, if you wear there, have no shield or anything, no little buckler, but that's fine. Like these are awesome. I kind of think the Ultimates are like, well, I don't kind of think this. I mean, I think the Ultimates are very overpriced, but I like what Super 7 is doing for their retail market. You know, the just making deluxe figures, not Ultimates. So, you know, you've got these figures that are like $35. They're pared down on the hands and accessories. And I think that, and you can find them in stores. I'm digging that. I wish they would broaden that out, like, to other stuff, like their Joes and the Conan line. I have slowly been building like a Conan tribute. It's like every time a company makes a Conan figure, I buy it. I just loved Conan so much as a kid. Like,
absolutely. I mean,
dude, I can't tell you how many times. Go ahead.
I was just saying, like, we hadn't had many Conan figures over the year, and I feel like this year we've got this one, we got that one. There was Savage Crucible did like Ball and Chain, which I know is not Conan, but again, Conan-esque Frazetta artwork. And it's like,
absolutely.
We went from like not having any to like boom, so I'm here for it. But again, hopefully they keep. And actually, I feel like there's another company that's doing a Conan as well too. Oh God, I can't remember the name. The same guy that sculpted this, he's doing another version, but it's got like a shirt.
Oh,
on,
right.
And I forget the name, but yeah, but it's they got that coming as well too. So it's
Dorklayer's in the chat, and that's exactly what it was. Dorklayer said that was me. Yes, when I did my Meet the Collector interview with Bill, I said what would be one license you would give to another company, and he said Star Wars to Super 7 Ultimates, and yeah, dude, do Marvel's droids, Ewoks. I would buy every one of them. Like I know Super 7 would love to get their hands on the Star Wars license, and nobody else is making those. Yeah, that's exactly where that came from. Thanks, Bill, for reminding me that, man. I really appreciate that. Andy says Super 7 Star Wars comic characters would be cool from the 80s. Do a bunch of the characters only from the comics. Yeah, man. Heck yeah. Give everyone a Hujib as an accessory. Yeah. From the Marvel comics, he just had the regular sword. Only the Arnold movie did the Atlantean sword. That's right. And also, like, I think, Super 7 must only have the rights for that first, I think they only have the rights for the first movie, not the second movie, right? Because they haven't made any of the characters from that second movie, which I'd love for them to do.
No, nothing that I've seen, no. I dropped the knife on my Frazetta Girls Conan, and now I can't find it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Exciting times. No,
the carpet monster.
Luckily, no carpet in here, but there's tons and tons of boxes. So now I just got to get a little creative with where I'm stacking everything. So, but I don't know. Thrasus is looking pretty cool. I don't have the shoulder pauldrons on yet, but again, pretty cool.
I just sent you a text that I'm trying to respond to my neighbor. One of my neighbors just texted me.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're asking where their daughter is. She's over at our house playing with our daughter. So I just responded to you, and I was like, "Yeah, you don't know." No, I was trying to respond to my neighbor. That's the kind of neighborhood we live in. Is that they have a 7-year-old daughter and we have a 6-year-old daughter, and we'll just text each other. It's like, "Is our kid there?" Because I have no idea where our kid is. Like,
well, that sounds
dangerous
like a good
times.
though. No,
yeah.
I mean, feeling that's.
My wife will come in from work and she's like, "Where's our daughter?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." Like, I can text one of our 5 neighbors and find out. Like. That's kind of the cool thing, because that's what it was like in the 80s, dude.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
My parents had no idea where I was.
And you could tell where everybody was at just by all the bikes laying in the front yard.
Yeah.
You know?
Just drive around till you see a bunch of bikes and go, they're all there. That's where they are.
Exactly it. And it's like, oh man, we get like 4 or 5 kids in a room with playing Nintendo or hell, I guess even Super Nintendo at that point. But yeah. Oh man.
All right, take us through Thrasus, man. That guy looks great.
So again, nice soft goods over top of the skeleton, upper torso. The Valiant Knight arm. Oh, I mean, this would be actually. I feel like this would with the overlay. So this would be like Sir Enoch stuff, and then Sir Elisha build there in good range. I love this belt. I want to say this is originally on
Sir Gideon.
Sir Gideon. There we go. Yeah, just painted a little bit different. Got more of a green motif in the back with everything.
I saw somebody this week, maybe it was on the Cabal, was complaining that his armored arm looks a little shorter than his bone arm. And I think somebody was saying that that was because like the bone arm was a little, the lower part of the bone arm is a little longer than the lower part, like the forearm part of the armored. Is it even, I've never noticed that. Is it even noticeable?
Yeah, now they put it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go.
I mean, this part here, definitely. I almost wonder if you take the Scally Bone Splitter and then maybe, because I think he's got another section in there, but actually, no. I want to say he's got a gauntlet, though. I almost wonder if he's got a shorter section you could put on there and then to correct
that. I saw somebody just said, well, just grab like, like another, like, lower armored piece like from another and then pop that on and then the arms will be the same length. But I had never noticed that, and I think it was somebody, if Bill's still in the chat, maybe Bill can maybe weigh in on like maybe the bone arm is more anatomically correct and they'll be fixing the other arm in future waves. I don't know.
I feel like there was other like pop-in parts in Scally and then in the Skeleton Raider. I almost wonder if there's going to be sections for that to where you can pop that out. But again, for me, I'm not going to be posing it just like this. You know what I mean? So I might have kind of like dynamic where he's got the blade in one hand. Maybe he'll have his spear or whatever it is, or shield. This awesome shield.
Yeah, look at that. Necronominous shield is crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think the general consensus in the comments was basically like, well, I mean, nobody stands their figures on the shelf with their arms down by their side anyway. You've always got them up in some kind of pose. And the minute you bend those arms, you're not, you're definitely not going to notice it. The minute you get them in some sort of like posing, you'll never notice it. But so there's no one seeing that. I never noticed it. And then somebody pointed it out this week on the Cabal. And I was like, never paid any attention to that.
Yeah, and then I want to say the same shoulder pauldrons we got with Poxes, maybe just a little bit different.
I also saw them on the
Legendary Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah. Ooh,
this guy lives on this. Yeah, this was from, I don't know who I got this helmet from. I have to go back. It's I could look it up and let you know, but it was somebody I bought a whole bunch of helms for. Did you say Brian Orr?
No. I think it was Corey.
Oh, yeah. You're right. That's it. Yeah. That's exactly.
Because I want to say I got some of those from him at Muskegon.
Yeah, he was I have the helmet on. This may wind up being my figure of the year, just because I can't leave it alone. Like,
I mean, honestly, you're getting so many different looks. Your He-Man, your Conan, your Wondar, all that stuff, and just so many different options with that. And again, we got in the bare arms all the way through. No gauntlets or anything like that. I mean, you got the bracers, but still, it's honestly one of their best. I mean, again, I was set up at Chicago Toy Show, and Travis was running the street team. There was people literally running from the entrance all the way to his booth to make sure they got this, and it still sold out in like 22 minutes. Crazy. So like when they finally put this up on the website, it's going to be insane for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Ian Custom says, I was just laughing at Spaded One's comment. A whole army of Legions collectors just became sticklers for anatomy all at once. Yeah, I know.
Right.
EM says, Eric Miller says, the criticism in the post was valid. The unhinged theory he was presented along with it was bizarre, to say the least. Yeah, maybe that's his strong hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Here we go. They also have these little connection pieces here. So I would think so if you are wanting to put on like a gauntlet or a bracer or something like that, you would be able to pop.
Or is that or is that for his feet? Is that an ankle joint? I can't remember.
You know what? You are right. You are right. That is an ankle.
Because he comes with like booted feet, but he also comes with.
So the ankle's already in there. Yeah,
it's already in there. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I think you could probably put that. Man, I would question that. I don't know what that would be for a forearms.
Well, maybe Curtis, have you done a exploded view of Thrasis yet? Maybe he could tell us. Dorcliffe says, yeah, it's totally understandable to not be happy about the arm length difference with that guy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Terpiculi for sure, absolutely, and Barbarian this year are hand candy for me. But my favorite figure of the year is the Headhunter. Yeah, I can't stop playing because every time I get a new Mythic Legions figure, I immediately go, what parts can I put on the Barbarian? like 100%.
Yeah, tons and tons of goods. I love how we're getting just more and more pieces with everything as well too. Like they're really packing them out. Like I can't recall a figure in recent time where I'm like, I wish I would have done a little bit more. You know, I feel like they're loading them up. You know, and
for sure, absolutely,
extremely worth the price point. And again, just like I love skeletons. Like skeletons are what really got me into the line way back when. And it's you know, Necronominus was phenomenal. This wave is absolutely phenomenal as well too. There's more skeletons versus knights.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, I mean, he's got Spaded One has a good point here because legions are so modular and there's plenty of skeleton options. Is this really an issue, right?
Yeah.
But it says Bill goes on to further say that the crazy guy he claimed that the Four Horsemen instructed the factory workers to position the figure in the box with the short arm forward. Like so they wouldn't notice it. People wouldn't notice it. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't read through all the comments. I read some of the comments and I just noticed that like some people were like unhappy about it. I was like, I hadn't even noticed it. Like that's how not even an issue it is for me. I didn't even.
Exactly. Yeah. For me, it's one of those things. I'm not going to have them just like this. It's going to be some kind of like, you know, so this, not an issue at all. Or worst case, you know, you pop on another skeleton arm and then you're fine. You know? So it's
yeah, exactly. Curtis says he did do an exploded on Thrasis. So if you haven't had a chance to go over to Art by Ackerman's YouTube channel, definitely do so because his toy hunting videos are amazing. But also he does these exploded views of the character where he takes the character all the way down to every single joint and you get to see how they work all the way down. So definitely. He says those extra pieces are ankles. If you plug the feet into bare bone legs, you'll know you'll need the different ankles. There you go. That's what we were looking for.
Got this cool little flag. Yeah, this thing looks insane. Again, Steve Jesson with the soft goods, an absolute wizard with this stuff. Because like, oh man, yeah, just have him, like you can have him carrying the flag as he's running through, you know, a battlefield or something like that. Hell, even this cape. So I want to say this is man, this is very similar to Demistros, but I don't think Demistros had the furry part at the top with that.
You see, again, like right now, my brain's going, I'm going to put that on my Barbarian. Like, he's getting that purple cape.
Like, I forget who it was. There was Sean Strupp out there. I want to say they had they made a Conan cape that I got. God, it's probably maybe about a year ago now. But again, that's going to be going on my Barbarian as well too. So
yeah, we may be talking about two different posts, Bill. I don't know. I didn't see one where somebody had presented like this theory. I just happened to see one post where somebody was talking about it, and I had never even noticed it. But yeah, this sounds kind of wild. That I don't think the Four Horsemen have to deceive anybody into buying their figures.
No.
I don't think so. But cool. All right. So hey, we're doing pretty good on time. We're at the 120 mark. So let's get into our double down. Let's get into it.
All right.
All right, chat. I don't think we have to, spell this out so directly for you guys because most everybody in this chat is a huge Mythic Legions fan. You already know about it. You probably have already pre-ordered and probably received your All-Stars Wave 6 figures because you probably, unlike myself, ordered directly from the Four Horsemen themselves. But what we thought we would do is, when Greg was going to be out on this episode, was going to be traveling And Steve and I had already been talking about him coming on this show. I mean, either joining Greg and I or just coming on before AS6 was to hit, which originally was Monday. When was it? Just yesterday or the day before they changed the date to today?
It was late Thursday. I was literally on a live stream with the Badass Reviews, and I checked my email, and Diego was like, "Hey, mostly everybody's got their stuff. If you want to start fulfilling orders on Saturday, totally fine." I'm like, "Yes."
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
worked out really well with that.
So we thought this was a perfect day to have Steve come on because, you know, we're going to go through each one of the figures. We're going to talk about our favorites, and then he's going to tell us if he has them left in stock, because if you need to get your hands on them, you can at articulatedempire.com. I think for the most part, I have these fairly in alphabetical order, but I think I did separate out the re-releases from the new figures that are, you know, basically the Necronominus Wave 2 figures. So let's just start with both our Shadowhorn here. I am so glad this figure is getting re-released. I love the dwarves. So happy to get my hands on one. Oh, you got one. Yeah, let's check that guy out. There he is.
Just, I mean, my lighting's probably not the greatest right now. Actually, that's hang on, let's fix this. I've gone this whole show. I didn't have my lights on.
Oh, you're fine, man. We've been able to see you just fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that nice paint detail on the gauntlets and on the bracers, the helm and all that stuff, he comes with a sword and a dagger as well, too, and then a belt. But again, yeah, for me, I was not initially on the jump when they went with Wave 1 with everything. So having these reissues is a nice little bonus for new collectors or people now just getting into the line, so, especially with for dwarfs. Some of these original releases are very, very pricey with everything. So the fact that they're able to reissue one, I'm totally on board for.
Yeah, absolutely. Freaks and Figures says the only AS6 figure I have coming is Sir Enoch. Absolutely. He's a great one to have if you're only going to get one. Curtis says if you're in the Midwest, you can also see Steve at shows. He gets around to all the shows. Yeah, you go to everything, dude.
Dude, I think we were tallying up the list of shows I've done this year. We're going to be probably at least crossing 20 for the year. So,
man, that's a lot of travel.
For sure. But
that's
again,
a lot of travel.
The nice thing about, you know, doing these shows and everything, you know, people want to see stuff in hand. I could show you all these nice, pretty photos all day long. Sometimes having it in hand, taking a look at it is what really kind of seals the deal, or brings people into the line in general. There's people that, you know, we go to so many shows where there's a lot of folks that still haven't heard of Mythic Legions, you know. So again, having that in hand or getting that, you know, right in front of you or kind of talking about it kind of helps people dip their toe a little bit easier into the line.
And it's really good that you're bringing Mythics to the Midwest because I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I only have one anecdotal, you know, story about the Midwest and Mythic Legions, but it doesn't seem like it's represented very well there, or maybe there's not a lot of shows that have Mythics. I went last year. I did a road trip with a buddy of mine, and we drove to the Indianapolis Comic Con, PopCon. It was in Indianapolis, and we drove there. We did it all in a single day. We just drove. It was like 12 hours. We drove on a Friday, did the show on Saturday, and drove home on a Sunday. All 12 and a half hours drive. Yeah, it was wild. And there was only one person. It's a massive con, but there was only one person that had like 4 Mythic Legions, and his prices were crazy. Like his prices were all like $75 each. And I was like, these are $45 figures, you know, like, you know, they don't seem like they, enough shows carry them, but that's just one anecdotal. I don't know what shows are like.
No, it depends on the region for sure. Like, you know, so I'm just outside of St. Louis on the Metro East side in Illinois, you know, maybe one other guy, maybe 2 at most, but for the most part, I'm usually the only guy with Mythic Legions. You know, again, if we're getting up towards the Chicago area for Chicago Toy Show, definitely a lot more, but there's also a lot more presence of Mythic Legion fans, you know, or independent toy companies in general. So it kind of depends.
And speaking of like you putting figures in hands for the first time, like you've done that twice to me now. Like you are solely responsible for getting me into AWOC and Valaverse, because you're like, I'm going to send you some AWOC stuff. And I didn't have any. And it was the first time I touched a figure. And I was like, oh, wow, this is awesome. Same thing with Valaverse. I was not in at the beginning, and now I am. Next up on the list of re-releases, we have Calavian. Looks really cool. I already have one of these, so I get to skip this one out.
I
But
like
if you're in,
skeletons, yeah.
I look, skeletons in armor. It's my bread and butter. It's my peanut butter and my jelly. I love it.
Yep.
I happen to also have Gorthok, so this is another one that I did not pick up, but I love the paint job on this guy. The modeled skin is just, he's got some sort of skin condition going on. He probably needs to see a dermatologist about.
A little bit of ointment on there, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of ointment. And then Sir Ignatius is the one that I'm looking forward to the most, probably, because he is one that I have never had before in my collection. Look at this
one, just like the pearlescent white with everything that goes in. I didn't put the handle on. I just used some sticky tack. This is from a photo I did, so I just kind of left it like that because I liked it. But again, just so badass with everything, like the older scale with everything. But man, the paint work on this is just top notch. I absolutely love this one. And again, like I missed out on this guy when they first did him. I'm just so happy to have this one, you know.
Curtis said, let's see, mark to the person, paint prototypes for 4-H, though, because that raises the price. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Steve, if you don't know what we're talking about, I went to Charlie's Collectible Show in Stone Mountain, Georgia, and there is a guy there. I think I'm just going to call him out. His name is Scott Warren, and he has a permanent booth there, and he paints figures. Apparently, he's like a paint customizer. He does custom paint jobs on action figures, and he loves to tell people that he has painted prototypes for Four Horsemen, and he's painted prototypes for Harbinger Studios, for Savage Crucible, amongst others, and he has done none of this. Apparently, he is a talented painter, but for some reason, he finds the need to lie about what he does, and he takes credit for other people's work. And so that kind of came up in our chat. And I brought it up once, and everybody was like, "You should have just blasted that dude." And I was trying to be polite and whatever. But the more I learned, it seems like the dude's a dick. So whatever. Another figure that I'm really looking forward to, a brand new figure, is Sir Andrew. And I did not realize, I guess, and just not paying attention with Sir Andrew, that he comes with so many magical effects. So I'm guessing, like, is this guy some sort of paladin? I guess I haven't watched a review yet.
I think he's a pyrokinetic, if I'm not mistaken.
Pyrokinetic. Okay,
wow. He's able to control fire, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Pyromancer. I'm sorry, Pyromancer.
Pyromancer. See, I did not know this. This makes this guy so much more intriguing to me. But I do love that he does come with some of these effect pieces that we've seen before, and they are fiery. It's kind of funny they went with blue, but I mean, I do know that there's like blue flame, in fire, but sometimes it could look like water. But I think, is this the piece that came with like a Rakagor?
Yes, it looks like it is. Actually, I take that back. It looks very
Arethyr.
Yeah, I want to say with Arethyr is the one I'm thinking of, because I get the one for Rakagor.
It's probably not as big as the one for a Rakagor, right? Yeah.
And then like
I'm super excited for this guy.
Yeah, I can't wait to open this one up too.
But again, pyromancy, yeah, that's really cool. I did not know we had pyromancers in Mythos. I am excited to learn that.
Yeah, so I want to say that was a Joe Vasapola backstory and character design, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see here. What did Curtis said? Steve literally tackled me in the hallway at MuskyCon and forced me to take an AWOC figure. I need to hear this story.
You called me. He's like, man, I don't want to dip my toe in another. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, I don't want to like take this. I'm not taking it back with me. I got him pail as the
nice. Very cool.
No tackling was involved, maybe, but he went willingly.
Yeah, Eric Miller said taking credit for other people's work is atrocious, despicable behavior. Absolutely. That's why. Look, I've had so many friends contact me and say, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's Scott Warren, right? You should have totally called him out. And I was like, you're right. I shouldn't have been so polite. And now knowing some of the things that I know and how he's taken credit for more than one person's work that's in this chat, I was like, you're right. Like, why protect that guy? Like, why try to be polite about it? It's like, you don't take credit for another artist's work. You just don't do it. You don't do it. So don't do it. Don't be a dick. Let's see, Sir Enoch, that seems to be the one that everybody's trying to get their hands on. I just watched the review of this guy last night, and I did not realize that underneath all of the cloak and stuff that his armor is painted like red and gold, and he's got some nice color hits on his armor. I am just so ready for this figure. He looks so good.
This guy reminds me of Sean Connery for some reason. For whatever
Yes.
reason, I just
Yeah.
like that and like, oh man. Yeah, this is anytime I have any type of Crusader-esque characters, whether it be Sir Elijah or Sir Enoch, hell, even the Dark Templars, again, these are the ones even non-fans are just drawn to immediately. They see this and they think, oh, Crusades and all that stuff like that. Again, it's definitely eye-catching, and the fact that you're having all these other embellishments with the paint on the shoulder armor, on the torso, all this stuff. This is a very, very loaded out figure for sure, and highly in demand for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. One of the things that we have skipped over doing, you know what? Let's save it for the end. Since we're halfway through, we'll just save it for the end. I want to go back and I want to give you the opportunity to talk about which one of these you already have in stock and that are shipping now, and which ones possibly are sold out. So I want to give you that opportunity. Yeah, I watched Billy Bage's review of him last night, and I guess I didn't realize in this product shot that the cloak is not really like meant to go under the armor.
Right.
It's not really meant to go. I don't think it's got holes in the back. If he does, somebody in the chat, please correct me. But it's more of like a riding cloak. So you would put it on over all your armor to keep the weather off of you as you're traveling. So I think that's pretty cool because I can't think of another time when they've actually done that. And yeah, Spaded One says, all I see is the Indiana Jones Grail Knight in his prime.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Choose wisely.
But yeah, even on like the shoulder pieces here, like just all the paintwork they did on that, all the detail, a lot of love is thrown into this one for sure. Like
yeah,
again,
it's gonna be a good one.
I'm so busy packing orders, I haven't had a time to actually just sit down and like, all right, I'm gonna enjoy each one of these, but I'm trying to savor it as well too. Not open them all at once, just kind of get one, maybe do a shot or two, and then kind of move on to the next one. I want to kind of appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of why I started doing pose videos. I have a good friend of mine, Scott, who lives not too terribly far from me here in town. We do a podcast together called Across the Toyverse, and it's all about action figures. And he loves posing and photography, so he does a lot of like pose videos, and he got me into it, and I started doing it. And what I found out was that by doing these pose videos, like, it really allows me to get into the figure a lot more, appreciate it, play with it, move it around, and not just buy it, open it, review it, and then put it in a tub or put it up on my wall. Like, it is like I really get the chance to enjoy that figure for sure. I think the only figure that I do not have pre-ordered and shipping, like Bishop from the last wave, is Deacon. And I am not going to make that mistake this time because literally Bishop was the last figure I got from Necronominus. That's how I ended up having an interaction with Scott Warren at Charlie's collectible show in the first place. Was he had he had a Bishop on sale, but he had it marked 120. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, yeah, I painted that prototype for the Four Horsemen. That's why I'm selling it for so much. And so like my brain didn't understand that idea, because it was like, okay, well, you didn't paint this one. Like, so let's say that you did paint the prototype. You did not paint this one. Like, this horse isn't any more special than the one I can get on Big Bad Toy Store for $80.
Right.
So that's how I had an interaction with him in the first place. Yeah, that's how the whole thing kind of started. But yeah, anyway, not to get back on that. But yeah, this is amazing. Can somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong? Is this the horse that the Four Horsemen decided to redo the soft goods?
Yes.
Okay, because I remember there being a little bit of controversy when it was first announced, and they wanted to steer clear of that. So, okay,
Absolutely.
all right, yeah, this armor looks so good on him, and yeah, I am not going to let this one be the last one I get. I'm going to get my hands on this.
Definitely.
Do you have this one? Was this part of your?
Right now, it's 0 on the site. I have my orders going out. I might have one potentially. So if you are in need, let me know. But the nice thing about this one is, again, for those folks that missed out on Balius, the brown horse from way back when, you peel off all the armor and everything like that, and there you go.
You got another one. Yeah,
for sure. Because I think Balius, I think that original one, God, I think it's going up for at least 150 last time I saw it. It might have changed a little bit, but yeah, it's harder to find for sure.
Yeah, Bill says it reminds me of when they put the big warming coats over the quarterbacks during cold games. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Tighten up.
Next up, we have Barodak. I'm excited for this figure. I have him coming. He is in, not from you. I think I ended up having to get this guy from Big Bad Toy Store. I think he might have been sold out when I tried to get him from you. But I actually have the cloak ready for this guy that Darla made, Curtis's wife.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Greg sent me a Sir Utzak cape from Darla and Barodak's cape as well, and I have it sitting right over here, and I've been waiting for months for this guy to come out so I can put that cloak on him. I saw the review last night. This guy looks beautiful.
Yeah, like Darla's capes on top of this is just going to make this thing pop even more so than what it is. Like this figure, just so much detail. Like if you like Sir Uzak, you're getting even more detail, I feel like, with this guy. Just like the chest piece, the horns, all that stuff. Very, very cool. I might have, if I'm not mistaken, I had one on the side. I think I just sold one as we were live.
Good.
And then I think we've got one more. I'll have to double check. But yeah, anytime you're getting like ogre scale figures, especially in armor, it's a very imposing figure for sure. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I love that he does come with the two different types of bracers. The one with the horns and the bones on them. Again, we're seeing these bracers, and I believe this shield are from the Nate Barch set that had come out before.
Nate Barch set. I feel like the bracers might have been from like Archimedes.
You're right.
If I'm saying that, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but yeah. Again, I like the horns, the spikes coming off. That looks really cool.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Look here. My goodness, buddy. You don't have to do this. Steve is also a fantastic photographer. You can see several of his photos in the Legions magazine, which is not enough people talk about. It's not enough people talk about it. It highlights toy photographers in our community. Yes.
Oh my God.
That's how I first met you or got familiar with you, was from your shots. Articulated photography. Is that what it is on
articulated _times.
Articulated times. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, oh my God, yeah, that's what started this whole path out. I've been doing toy photography now for 8 years now, and a lot of the muse or the inspiration lately has been Mythic or Mythic Legions, Savage Crucible, Myth and Fantasy for sure. Again, I started out more superhero-esque or imports, and then I've really found a lot of love for these figures and everything like that, especially because since I do a lot of outdoor photography as well too, and these figures lend themselves so well to that location.
Absolutely, yeah. I've got to go out and take an outdoor picture today for AWOC for their AWOC collab 52 for this week's prompt. They're celebrating their 1-year anniversary. So congrats to those guys over there. I tried to get out yesterday, but right when I got ready to go out and do it, we got a lot of rain. So sunny today, I'm going out. Yeah, this shield is wild. Yeah, if you have the Nate Barch armor set that came out for like one of their ogre scale, you've seen this shield before. It's incredible. It's so good. Probably my favorite figure in the entire wave is Scally Bone Splitter. If it's anything I love more than skeletons in armor, is dwarves in armor, and dwarf skeletons in armor. Kiss it goodbye. That's tops. There's nothing's gonna beat this.
Yeah, this figure, just like if you remember, like the Gladiator that we got a few years ago, we got one pauldron. Now you got two with that. So this
nice, finally.
So important for building out like some really badass characters. The Pox's torso that we saw with X-Men, I like how it's got the blue on there. It's really cool, and they got all the nice little detail on the buttons. And again, like you said, dwarf scale with everything. So just awesome stuff. The other helmet in there as well too. The one with the blades coming down. I really love that as well. Just so.
I just love this whole set. This is my favorite. I have two of these guys coming out. One coming from you, and then one I got an extra from Big Bad Toy Store. I want the two pauldrons because I feel like I've only seen this on the one side for that pauldron, and then I actually have a third Scally like a torso coming, just the torso I bought from somebody on the Cabal, because I was like, dude, I saw somebody make like a they were unable to get like myself, unable to get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Paladin, and I saw somebody make like a cleric Paladin using either this torso or the Poxus torso that they had painted blue. I don't know which they had, but with a lot of like Valiant Knight parts, and it just looked so amazing. And I was like, I have to build one of those. I have to make one of those. So I immediately started hunting down one of these. So I'm very happy that we're getting more of that and that extra pauldron. Yeah, like I said, I have 2 coming. I'll probably end up with a 3rd one at Legions Con because this is my favorite figure of the set.
Yeah, this one I feel like is going to definitely be the sleeper. Obviously, the Sir Enoch is the Brave Charge. I feel like him and the Skeleton Raider are definitely some figures that people need to load up on. If you're going to be building armies and stuff like that, I feel like these are some really, really good ones.
I like how Curtis says, I'm not a huge dwarf guy, but I'm not a skeleton guy. But a dwarf skeleton is absolutely fire. Absolutely. And it's funny that you're not a dwarf guy because he's a imp scale. Like he's an imp guy.
Yeah.
So dwarves still too tall. Like go even smaller. Let's see. Yeah. Brian says if you don't have a Darla cape for Baradak and Sir Big Greg, do yourself a favor and get them. It really adds a lot to the figure. Absolutely.
Curtis, if Darla has extra capes, I will definitely be in need of one of those for sure, whether it be for Uzak or for Baradash. So if you got some floating around, if not, just let me know. But yeah,
I wanted to show you. I have like here is like I'll make this. So here's my Sir Uzak, and then as you can see, like it does have Darla's cape on it, right there.
You got amazing work.
I know, and the colors match so perfectly. Like this guy having a cape. First of all, I love capes. I put capes on everything. Like, dude, like give me a cape for sure. And then, like I said, where is it? Oh, here it is. I have it sitting right here. It's my Art by Ackerman cape by Darla for Baradak. Like it's black and purple, and I am just waiting. Like cannot wait to get this in hand. Absolutely.
Curtis, if you got any more, I'll take one. I'll buy it. But yeah, definitely.
Dwarf characters are awesome. Dwarf fans are insufferable.
Man,
all right. Just trying to push my buttons. All right. Next figure that I'm very excited for, the Skeleton Raider. Again, I love skeletons and armor. This guy looks so dope. I'm gonna need a ton of these.
Yeah. For sure, this one of my absolute favorites from the wave. I just like that you also get the gladiator helmet. I think it's from Clavius, if I'm not mistaken. Also the belt system as well too. They share the same as Scally, but again, just for pop and swap use, I feel like that belt is going to be really, really cool. And then just tons of options. I love that big mace. The bracers. The one thing I will say about the bracers that you can pop on and off, I wish they were a little bit snugger of a fit. So they don't kind of slide around as much. But again, I think this is the first time they've done those for the skeleton. So again, that would be one area. Maybe.
I'm putting those bracelets. I'm going to be putting those on my barbarian for sure because I think they're a little bit different color. And then I think it was Billy Beige. I saw he put these bracers on the barbarian. They do fit, but they don't really go up high enough. But kind of from like one side, you can't really notice. But if you look at the straps, they kind of bunch up. So I kind of wonder, like maybe if you would hit them with like a heat gun and get them a little pliable, and then slide them up on to the barbarian, and then let them cool. Maybe you could stretch them enough to fit. But yeah, I did see they were a little loose on the skeleton, but you can get them on a bare arm. So I'm excited to try that out.
That's actually
let's see. I'll try to hook you up at Joe Lanta, Steve. If not, definitely.
You, sir.
Are you coming to Joe Lanta?
I'm setting up. Yep.
Sweet. I'm gonna be there. I'm coming. I'm gonna give Curtis a big hug. Curtis and I have never met in person. We've circled each other at Legions Con, but we have never actually intertwined. We have never our orbits have never, our gravity wells have never come in close contact with one another. I knew of him. I knew his name. I knew what he looked like. So I have seen him at Legions Con, but we've never interacted. And last year at Legions Con, he had no idea who I was. Funnily, he tells this funny story about how he was looking through the list of programming. He's like, double jointed. Who are these who are these guys? Like, how did they get on the list? Like, who's going to that show?
Mm.
As it turns out, a lot of people, Curtis, a lot of people came to that show. It was great. No, I'm just kidding. It was. I can't wait to give Curtis a big old hug.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the guy that you just showed off, Thrasus. Guy looks so dope.
Yeah, I need to definitely get those pauldrons on, get his cape on. But again, just so much goodness in this. I feel like this is another one that's going to be highly in demand. Just because, again, like if we had the Waltar from the Mythic version, again, now we're getting Thrasus with this, and the shield, like how we showed off earlier, just so much detail on that. And then the soft good cape. I mean, just tons and tons of stuff.
Curtis says the long ones go on the upper arm. I don't think they were designed as bracers, or at least that's how Trevor photographed them.
Oh,
there we go.
I messed that up.
Yeah, me too. So did Billy. Looking forward to meeting Curtis in person at LC. Absolutely. Kevin Hamilton wants to know, is Curtis on YouTube? I don't think so. He's hard to catch on YouTube.
Very rarely does he pop up.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's on any show regularly, if not that I know of. I didn't know I was missing the best show on YouTube. Nobody told me exactly. Hey, Kevin Hamilton says, I will see you guys at Atlanta. Man, absolutely.
Yeah, see it.
Man, I can't wait. That's going to be great.
It's shaping up to be a really good one. From what I remember last year, I think that was like right around like a big hurricane, so that was kind of a damper for last year. But I'm God willing, everything. Just I'm praying for a big show at that. I mean, we were there for Toylanta in March. Absolute blast with everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting back down that way again.
Does Joe-Lanta happen twice a year?
No, I believe just once. So there's Joe Fest and there's Joe-Lanta.
Okay. Because, man, it seems like I went to Atlanta for another Joe show earlier this year, but it wasn't Joe Fest. Like, it was definitely Joe Fest is in Augusta.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there was some, because I've been thinking that I've attended like 2 Joe-Lantas. There was Toy-Lanta. I don't know what I went to. I went somewhere. I'm like you. I go to so many shows that are close enough to me that I don't remember where I've been. I need somebody to tell me.
So many hotel rooms, for like traveling for shows and everything like that. I'm just like, I think I've stayed in this one. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I've been here before.
Yeah.
Something else that I'm really looking forward to is this heads pack.
Yeah.
So much. And I don't even know if this heads pack is showing off. Is this showing off? Because the heads pack, I've seen it in person. It has an extra head in it, right?
Got 9 there. Here, if you want to. I got it right here. So I mean, this is what all comes with it.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heads. And then how many are in this photo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. The promo shots don't show one particular head that is in the because I saw it at Toylanta or Joe Fest. No, that's where it was. I saw it at Joe Fest, and I was like, somebody was pointing out to me that it comes with an extra head that's not in the promo pics.
I feel like it's this one here, the closed mouth version, because then you got the I think down underneath there's like the headless horseman, like cut off one. Yeah, so that would be the one I think would be the extra. But again, if you had you got an extra tuberculi or hell, even extra skeletons and everything like this, this is another great one to have as well too. You got your standard one, you got your orc, you got your vampire. I thought somebody was saying, was this one like the one in the center, like a gorilla or something? Or
yeah. I think somebody was saying that one of the 4 horsemen. Is it Corn Boy really wants like a gorilla skeleton, and so like you could pop that on the tuberculi body and basically
with those longer arms for sure, that would look amazing.
I'm ready for this because tuberculi is one of my favorite figures. Something else that I'm not getting because I already happen to have a set is the bone wings. And now we're getting down to the bare bones. Literally, we have the brown belts pack and the black belts pack. Are these the same pack? Do they come in the same pack, or are they separate packs?
They're separate packs.
Okay, so brown is separate from black. It's 2 different packs. Okay. I couldn't tell because the way they're listed on the website was not your website, but I think 4 Horsemen's website where I pulled this from was they were both listed as belt pack 1. And so I was like, are they together? But yeah, I mean, a lot of these figures are coming with these belts in brown, but to get them in black, that's going to be really dope. All right, so that's all of the wave. So let's go back through, and you can tell us, and everybody in the chat, if you have these in stock. We'll go pretty quick, and we'll go ahead and wrap up, and then you can tell us if you have any existing stock ready to ship. So both are.
Both are in stock, ready to ship.
Nice. Clavian.
In stock, ready to ship.
Gorthok.
Gorthog in stock, ready.
Sir Ignatius.
Sir Ignatius in stock, going fast.
Okay. All right. All right. Make a note, guys. Sir Ignatius going fast. Sir Andrew.
Sir Andrew, as of now, we're out of stock.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. We're getting into the big hitters. Sir Enoch.
Yeah, Sir Enoch.
Ooh.
I might, like I was telling you before we got on the air, we had some of our initial pre-orders and everything like that, so we're waiting for invoices to be completed on their end. But as of now, everything is accounted for on Sir Enoch. On the offhand chance something frees up, I do have a list that people have been trying to get in touch with me about this one in particular.
Okay. So if there's something that's out of stock right now, best thing to do is probably contact you directly and see if you can get on a wait list. Okay.
Absolutely. So guys, like what I do for a lot of my shows, I will hold some back to have live in person. Sir Enoch in particular is just one of them that has been going so fast with everything. So I don't even think I'm going to have him for the live shows, to be honest with you. Just because, again, anything Crusader-esque is definitely a hot commodity for sure.
Sweet. Deacon, I think you said you had one. I think you mentioned this when we were talking about you have one, possibly one available.
Possibly one, yeah. Yeah. So I've got my other ones shipped out today. This one, it might show sold out on the site. I might have one left. I'll have to double check. But
so if you go, guys, so if you go to his website, if you go to articulatedempire.com, you don't see something in stock today, check back tomorrow. Like keep hitting that refresh because you'll update with quantities, right? As it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Scully Bone Splitter.
Scully Bones. Yeah, it's in stock but going fast.
Skeleton Raider.
In stock, going fast.
Therasis,
as of now, I might have one or two left. I know I had him in stock, but he sold while we were on the live.
Nice. Very good.
Should be one of the head packs left, if I'm not mistaken. Bone Wings, it's in stock. I think there's 2 or 3 sets left. And then belt packs, I think I have one left of brown and I think 2 left of black, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1 left of brown and 2 left of black.
Nice. All right. Great. Well, thank you guys for joining in and watching today. It's a long one for sure. Where are we going to see you again next? Sounds like Joe Lanta. Is that the next place we're going to see you, or do you have somewhere else you're going to be?
So the next show I'm going to be at is going to be in Bloomington, Indiana. It's the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo. That's on August 24th. So that'll be the first show you could see me with All-Stars 6 inventory. On top of that, I've just recently bought a pretty significant Mythic Legions collection last weekend in Duluth, Georgia. And I'm going to have that for the show as well, too. So some old school heavy hitters, long sold out, long, hard to find ones. And also some restocks from Necronominus Wave. So definitely check back as the week leading up into that. I might have some of those up on the site. But if not, definitely check me out at the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo. After that, it'll be Labor Day weekend, so I'll be out of town enjoying some Santa Claus, Indiana with my family. And then going from there, we'll be at the Western Ohio Toy Show that is in Eaton, Ohio. That's September 6th. That's another very heavy Mythic fan base with everything. Definitely a great show. Smaller show, but it's definitely growing each time we're there. So that, and then I think we have a little bit of a break. And then at the end of September is going to be Jolana. So that's 26th, 27th, and 28th, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll be in Duluth, Georgia for that one as well, too. Definitely looking forward to that. For those of you that were in attendance for Toylanta back at the end of March, an absolute fantastic show. We're definitely bringing a boatload of inventory for Jolana, so we're looking forward to that. We have 2 big booths, and I would imagine, I think it's just in the big main room, like how they had for Toyland. I don't think there's going to be an upstairs for this show. I could be completely wrong, but we're definitely excited for that one. And then going forward, then I have, you want to make my screen big there.
Hang on one second. I wanted to share this. If everybody can see it, can you guys see this screen that I'm sharing or no?
No.
Okay.
Whoa!
No. We went into the Matrix. Yeah, let me make you big real quick while I figure this out.
Yeah. So next big shows after
Screenshot that, guys.
Yeah, definitely. This is all my tour dates going for the rest of the year with everything. Jolana definitely going to be the next big one that we're doing. Well, actually, I take it back. Indiana Toy and Comic Expo next weekend, August 24th, is the next big one. Jolana, we're definitely looking forward to that. QuadCon, for those of you in the St. Louis, Missouri area, it's off in St. Charles, just right next door. Chicago Toy Show, one of our absolute biggest shows we do 3 times a year. It's at the last weekend of April, July, and October. So massive Legions presence there. Bringing everything that I've got to that show. And then again, right after that, not too long after, Legions Con in Whippany, New Jersey. Looking forward to that one. Last year was an absolute blast. Seeing so many creative people, so much talent inside the main room, out in the hallway. Just an absolute amazing show. If you're anywhere close to being a Legions fan, that's definitely one to check out. And then we're ending off the calendar year in for Toyman St. Louis. That's in December 14th. Another great one as well, too, kind of closer to home for me, so I don't have to travel as far. So thank goodness for that. And then we're still trying to fill up 2026 calendar. We already have a few dates booked with everything, but if there's a show that you guys are aware of that think would be good for a Legions presence or even independent toy company presence, definitely reach out to me on the website for sure.
I am. Yeah, definitely. Please, guys, definitely do that. I'm trying to. Here we go. Can you guys see this? So this is what Curtis was saying about the upper part. It looks like it's the upper arm is where that goes, not on the. So it's like bone armor at the upper part.
Oh man, now I feel really stupid.
Nah, don't, man. I'm glad somebody brought this to my attention. I wouldn't have known either. Yeah, let's see here. Looking forward to seeing you guys at Jolana. Absolutely.
Oh,
please
Lou,
come up.
I met Lou at Toylanta. Super great guy. Definitely check out his page for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Steve, thanks as always for you guys coming on. I can't tout your kindness and your generosity and how much you have like fully supported my channel on YouTube. You've sent me some amazing stuff. Dude, you're so great. I cannot tout your store enough. Please head over to Articulated Empire for sure, guys. Check him out. Definitely order your stuff. You're gonna get it fast, and it's gonna be super well packed, just as you guys would want it. And Curtis says, "Don't feel bad. Trevor used it as a bracer too."
Okay.
So yeah. Hey, what's this part for? Thanks for everybody hanging out. It's been a long one today. Thank you, Steve, for coming on and hanging out. It's been a long one. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for shouting out the story. Again, you have been a huge supporter for us from the get-go with everything. So thank you for kind words, sharing posts, having me on today, too. I always enjoy talking toys with everybody. So this was an absolute blast. So I look forward to doing it again sometime soon.
Absolutely, buddy. And please, I hope you guys grabbed a screenshot of that card and you can see where he's going to be. But also, do you have a place on is it on your socials or on your website where people can also see where you're going to be?
I don't have anything on the website yet. We're thinking about making a tab for it, but I'll bring it up again here for the shows there.
Yeah. One last opportunity to screenshot that right there, guys. Grab it real quick and heat up your joints, people. Drink a lot of water.
That's right.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. And Steve and I will see you in the toy house later.
Thank you, guys.